Okay. Okay. Yes, Mr. Delaney.
The building in question at that address did not have a residential certificate of occupancy during both the 281.5 window period and the 281.6 window period. This is really something that I haven't encountered in all my time on the Loft board. How an inspector inspects a building and doesn't notice and writes down the wrong address. There's an old saying that doctors bury their mistakes and architects throw vines.
Okay.
The Department of Buildings is using an eraser. And it seems to me that there are open questions about this building that deserve to be aired, whether that is in front of an oath tribunal or somewhere else. Mr. Chairman, I'm going to vote no on this case.
Ms. Rivera, could you please poll the board members?
Mr. Bowers.
I recuse. I abstain.
Mr. Roach.
Recuse myself, abstain.
Mr. Hilton.
Yes.
Mr. Delaney.
No.
Ms. Roseman.
Abstain.
Ms. Otto.
Ms. Otto? Your audio is not coming. Ms. Otto.
She's saying no.
No.
Oh, well,
Saying
yeah.
no.
Just take yourself off mute. Is that a no or a yes?
It's a no.
No. A no. She's a no. Okay.
Ms. Rajan.
Yes.
Chairperson Hilton.
Yes.
3 in favor, 3 against, 2 1 absent. No, sorry.
1 second.
Sorry. 3 in favor, 2 against, 1 absent, and 3 abstain.
Okay. So that motion is not passed.
On March 6, 2020, the tenants in the building located at 1127 Arian Place, Brooklyn, filed a coverage application pursuant to MDL 281.5 and 281.6, and also filed for protected occupant status. The only question before the board is whether the building has a residential certificate of occupancy that precludes the building from coverage. The certificate of occupancy for the building at issue here was issued in 2005, but it included the address and lot number for the vacant area adjacent to the building. Lack of a residential certificate of occupancy on the effective date of the relevant subsection of MDL 281 is a prerequisite for coverage under the Loft law. Tenants argued that the building lacked a residential certificate of occupancy prior to June 21st, 2010 and June 25th, 2019, the effective dates of MDL 281.5 and 281.6 respectively. And they argue the building is not exempt from coverage. The 2005 certificate of occupancy did not list the address or the lot number for the building. Pursuant to a court order, the DOB amended the 2005 certificate of occupancy to include the building's address and lot number while maintaining an effective date of February 22nd, 2005. While maintaining an effective date of February 22nd, 2005. While maintaining an effective date of February 22nd, 2005. The 2005 certificate of occupancy issued pursuant to MDL Section 301 establishes legal residential use for the units seeking coverage prior to the effective dates of MDL 281.5 and 281.6. The proposed order before you finds that the building is exempt from coverage and denies the coverage and protected occupancy applications.
Thank you. So at this time, I'll entertain any comments on this case. Mr. Roche.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to be recusing myself from voting on this matter due to both recent and current fire safety inspectional activity, both by the fire department's operations bureau as well as the Bureau of Fire Prevention.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Roche. Do we have any, Mr. Bowers?
Mr. Chair, I'm going to recuse myself as well. The fact is that I cannot either vote yes or no on this case. I don't know how many times I read this thing, and I just can't.
Before we go into the rulemaking piece, I just want to go back, not necessarily to open up the case, but or not to open the case, but just to make a comment on some on the outcome of the last case. This case has to be decided somehow. It's not. I know board members, and I should have probably just asked you at the time that you're voting no or abstaining or for what other reason. The rationale or what is your objection, what it is that you that needs to be satisfied without just that not just that we're uncomfortable with it. The Loft board needs to know. The Loft board staff needs to know your concerns so that we can address it in a subsequent order if at all possible. So the case before you is IMD status, right? Is whether or not the building qualifies to be an IMD under the statute. So we just need to know for sure what it is that your concerns may be. I'm just letting you know it has to go back on the calendar at a different time. So I know some concerns were safeties and stuff, safety concerns, but that's not what was before us, right? In terms of this is determining whether or not this building actually qualifies legally to be, and that's what the staff considered when they drafted this decision. So that's all I have to say. And okay.